Heavy is the head that has to manage all of this.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel.
We're now incentivized to buy what we already buy.
Fumbling through college had me building.
I also got some done on the other side.
And that was right around, I would say, May, maybe, right before renewing the lease for this property.
Welcome to the channel, Martha.
Thank you for having me here.
Oh, I was going to say, I am getting up in their names, I'll tell you what.
Bills paid by other people, life was never this good. I had to step back, knowing that it's...
Hey, everyone. Now, people want to talk about how to become rich by investing. So this is a great topic to discuss. Now, we all know that I love and I absolutely love the stock market. The stock market can be a great way to compound your investments, and it can make you rich. Now, I think that most people are more interested in the quickest way to become rich. And if you're thinking the stock market, that can be right if you decide to become an options trader. Now, for the most people, options trading is very, very risky. About 96% of people fail at options trading, and so I would not suggest that. Have I made a ton of money? Absolutely. Have I lost a ton of money? Absolutely. And so I would suggest that after diving deep into the understanding of the stock market, you can then start to get into real estate. Now, real estate is also risky in several regards, but there are some ways to manage that risk by getting turnkey properties, properties with little maintenance and repairs, such as condos. Now, I tend to stay away from condos due to their HOA fees and their rules and regulations on a home that you're supposed to be the owner of. However, there are more risky things that you can do, such as flips, as well as doing rehabs when you have to hire contractors and things like that. So if you're not a construction worker and you haven't been in the industry and you don't understand how to do these processes yourself, I would suggest that you stay away from rehabs and flips. Now, I do have people in my life who have done rehabs and flips. However, I would still caution you to stay away from that. Now, fear is the thief of success, right? Like, if you don't take risks, you cannot succeed in life. The higher the risk, the higher the reward, as we all know. And so if you believe that you will be successful doing these flips and doing these rehabs or being an options trader, then who am I to stop you? But all I can say is that it is very risky, and you can still become very, very rich without taking as much risk. Now, for all of you who are new to my channel, I am someone who is about medium risk tolerance, or at least that's what I believe I am. Let me know in the comment section down below if you believe that I am a low risk tolerant guy or more on the higher risk side. So I went over what I believed is high risk. Now I'll also go over what I believe is low risk. So in the stock market, a low risk investor is going to be someone who invests in things like bonds. Bonds are government-backed securities which are backed by the government. These tend to have an interest rate or a dividend rate that is pretty low. And it also kind of keeps your money very safe. It doesn't fluctuate as much, and it tends to go up a few percentage points every year. Now, normally investors in the market are looking to gain anywhere from 7 to about 11% returns every single year. So in the bond market, which is significantly less, you're not making the amount of returns needed to truly be a successful investor. So that would be considered low risk in the stock market. Another low risk investment in real estate would be like a turnkey property that cash flows immediately, right? So when you're looking at turnkey properties that cash flow, they're going to have low risk, and therefore they're going to have smaller margins for passive income. So when you rent out the property for $1,100, your mortgage might be $1,000, which means you only have $100 of wiggle room. Now, this is considered low risk because it's turnkey, and you may not have to worry about maintenance or repairs if done right for a few years, but you only have $100 of passive income, which may go into, I don't know, cleaning the lawn or whatever else that goes on with that property in the meantime, or just paint, right? And so the risk is much less because you can probably vet for a better tenant when you have a turnkey property versus an older home where you're probably looking for anyone who is just willing to accept that home at that particular time, right? So those turnkey properties can be a true asset. Now, when we get into medium risk, what am I willing to do, right? So I was willing to take a not so turnkey home, do a couple of renovations. I mean, absolutely cosmetic work to the home. It's actually this home that I'm in right now, but it was in a good area. So I knew that I would attract great tenants as long as it was in a living condition. And so that's what I did. Because of that, I was able to offset my income while living in the home, which then allowed me to essentially keep my entire work income and save and invest that. This allows me to exponentially surpass anyone else because I have the ability to use my entire income for saving and investing, right? And it's because I did the house hack strategy. The reason why I like this strategy is because let's say you live with your parents and you're working and all of your money you can just save and invest it in the stock market. So you put your $50,000 salary, let's say there are no taxes, 25,000 in savings, 25,000 in investing. All food costs is eaten by your parents, all utilities eaten by your parents. You can walk to work, right? And so you have no expenses. You put 25,000 in savings, 25,000 in investing in the stock market, and you do that for the next 5 years of your life. By the time your compound interest starts to take effect from day one, obviously, you're going to have well over $200,000 in investments and in savings. Now, with that being said, well, the savings may not be at 200,000 because that's 125,000 plus, I don't know, maybe a 2 or 3% interest rate in a high interest savings account. But you're going to have at least 200,000 in the stock market with 11% return year over year over year, right? And the compound interest. And if you're a dividend investor like me, that will increase it to another 2%, giving you a 13% return every single year. Now, I've averaged over 30% returns every single year. And, you know, that's just me. So with that being said, you still would not get the benefit of principal pay down on a mortgaged home as well as the appreciation on a home that you actually own. And that's why I like house hacking, although it does require you to manage the property and it does require you to manage tenants, and it also requires you to live with your tenants while house hacking, right? So there's a different element to that where you might just opt in and say, you know what, I'd rather live with my parents than have to deal with that, and I can still get ahead to a certain degree, although I don't get the appreciation and principal pay down of a mortgage. And I would completely understand that, and I would absolutely tell people to do that. There's absolutely no reason why you need to own right away when you can simply just live with your parents. Yes, you don't get the principal pay down of a home, but you get to stack that money. You get to invest that money and save that money. But we're talking about investment strategies, and I'm telling you that house hacking is the number one strategy of all. Now, this is low risk for me because, one, I could afford it on my own. And so, two, when you start to add roommates, essentially, you're offsetting your mortgage completely. You are taking less of the burden on yourself. You could already afford it because you applied for it yourself. And now you're just in a better financial position overall. So that's all I had to say on that topic. If you liked the video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. You know I post every single day at 8 a.m. daily on YouTube and on Rumble, and I can't wait to see you on the next one. Peace.